absolute state, but you know what, we're dealing with it. I didn't intend to make this video, but now that the subject of this video is a real and living thing, I just needed to make sure I've captured something when my new little best friend is this small. This is a little introduction to Ruby. And Ruby is very chilled out right now. I'm scared of disturbing her while she's so comfy, so I don't speak too loudly. But Ruby is my family's new little puppy. She is a Cavapoo and she came home yesterday. I didn't want to film her coming home because we just kind of wanted to make sure she was settled in. She's had a bit of a rocky start in life, let's say, so we just wanted to make sure it was as nice as possible for her. So she's 8 weeks old, 8 and a bit weeks old, and she's a Ruby Red Cavapoo. She is so gorgeous. Her face is still healing, her face is still recovering, and she's got a lot of injuries all over her body, bless her. So she's having 3 lots of medication a day, and we're taking extra special care with her. Yeah, I am having a slight identity crisis because I've always considered myself a cat person. I always assumed that I would adopt a cat one day, and truthfully I do think that's something I will do. But the reason we have this little beautiful thing, when my dad died last year, one of the things he said is that he would love for my mum to get a dog. And we've thought about it for nearly 12 months. We've gone backwards and forwards, we've ummed and ahed over whether it's the right thing. But we got to a point where we problem solved every potential issue, and we felt like, okay, if this happens, we can handle it, because there's also a lot of other stuff at play that there isn't place for on the internet. But one of the things is my health as well. I think I'm only just at a point where my health means that it will be manageable for me to do my share of the work here. Yeah, so we got to a point where we thought, you know what, this is doable. This is something that will add a lot of positive value to our lives at a time when that has been lacking quite a lot over the last few months. And then we saw her online and I can't believe it, here she is. So she's got 2 swollen eyes, but they're recovering, and her eyelashes are hopefully going to grow back. And then she's got very sore ears, which are the hardest thing to keep an eye on at the minute. And then she's got cuts all over her body, but they're healing. Aren't they gorgeous? So we're just making sure she's comfortable and chilled out, and she's a very chilled out dog, luckily. You might be able to tell, she's so chill. Yeah, she does look very different now to how she was a few weeks ago. We went to see her when she was 5 weeks old, and she does look very different now. But to me, she's still beautiful. I think she's the sweetest dog. You wouldn't think it right now, but she's got a real little personality. She's quite feisty as well. And the fact we've got a dog that has their own personality, but then will just come and chill and sit with you like this, is just all I wanted. Like, all I wanted was a dog that would cuddle me, and she is such a cuddly dog. Like, I've put her next to me now because I'm going to try and do some work, but all she wants is to be near you and to sit on you. Like, you'll sit on the floor to play with her and she'll just come and sit on your knee instead. And when we brought her home for the first time, we put her down on the floor and we thought, yep, we'll just let her sniff around and see what's what and we won't disturb her. And she got down and she had a look around, and then she turned around and got back on my knee. I actually can't cope. We did have a slight issue with her being scared of wooden floors, so she'd get to the edge of this and her food in her toilet is through there, which she also knows now. But getting her to walk on the wood, we've put another carpet down here to try and break it up for a little bit, because she seems to be scared of stepping on wood. But it's got a lot better, luckily. You're a brave girl, aren't you? Literally just after I said that, we had a bit of a scare with the doorbell. You didn't like that very much, did you? Yeah, the main thing for me at the minute is just being scared whether she's okay. Just scared, like, I hope I'm doing things right. I hope she likes us. I hope she feels safe. She's just adorable. Obviously, I'm biased. Everybody thinks their dog is the most adorable thing in the world. I can't believe I can say I have a dog, and I just hope we can give her the very best home possible, because she deserves it. She definitely knows her name, and we called her that because she is a Ruby Red Cavapoo, so she's going to get darker as she gets older, and she's going to be a really lovely red colour. She's got one little white paw, and she's got a little bit of white on her chest as well, and she's just the most beautiful girl. Good girl. Is that enough of that? Good girl. We had enough of that one now. Hello, coming to you a couple of weeks later. Same position, different sofa. Little sausages down here. We are a couple of weeks in now and it's been quite eventful. I am back in my flat in York, so I'm no longer living at home. It's been so lovely to just have those first few days waking up with her and like just being there for all the little bit. So I was really sad to come back, but I have had to come back because I have been neglecting my own commitment, so I need to get on top of that now. But she's here for a flying visit today and she is going to be spending a lot of time in this flat just because of how arrangements are going to work. So it's really nice to see that she's happy and comfy here. I will try and get her face though, because her face, even in this short time, her face looks so much better. She's got the fur is growing back around her eyes. Her nose is still quite poorly, but even all the wounds on her back and around her neck, they've healed so beautifully. She had her first trip to the VET and she couldn't get her injections because of the antibiotics she's on, which has been probably one of the most difficult things because it means that she still can't be on the ground and in public places or around too many other dogs and people because her immune system's been through quite a lot already. So it's going to be a while yet, and we're just trying to make sure she's like still being stimulated and has like lots of interesting stuff in her days, even if she can't go out into public places yet. But like I said, her eyelashes are growing back in. She's got another layer of fur where before there wasn't any, and she's so beautiful. Yeah, and she had a few areas shaved because she did have some matting where her wounds were leaking. It's been really sad. It's been sad to see how severe her injuries were, but they're healing really well now. She's got antibiotics. She had some topical cream as well that we put on every night, and they've healed so well since we've started using that cream. In lots of ways, she's a very chilled out puppy, which is the best thing. She loves cuddles. She just wants to be carried around all the time. She's like a little shadow who follows you everywhere. But she does have her mad moments. She turns into what looks like a little wolf sometimes. She has the zoomies and she plays, which is normal. But something I'm finding really difficult is she quickly goes from playing happily to being overstimulated, and you can tell she's suddenly really like anxious and overwhelmed and she's like acting out and stuff. And when she gets into that state, it's really hard to bring her back. Like, we try and be careful when she's playing and stuff so that she doesn't get to that point. But sometimes it feels out of our control. And when she does get to that point, we feel a bit helpless as to how to bring her down again and make sure she feels safe. Weirdly, I couldn't seem to find a lot of information online about that. I have tried classical music and it kind of helps. It doesn't stop her or bring her down, but it stops it getting quite so bad. We obviously limit like the amount of like stimuli in the room, so we make sure she doesn't have too many toys out, that it's not too noisy, that she's not being like constantly trying to work out where her attention should be. But oh, you're so cute. I think she's more interested in eating the drawstring on my trousers than anything else. But such a beautiful girl, aren't you? And yeah, to be honest, I have just sacrificed a lot of my clothes at this point because this is the drawstrings are the thing she seems to love more than anything else. So there's a lot of pair of trousers where I've had to cut off the metal bits because I'm worried about her choking on them. But yeah, one of the only things that calms her down is to be picked up and hushed and carried about like a baby. That is the only thing we've found that has managed to bring her down. So almost every evening I've had to pick her up, take her into a quiet space and just walk around and just cuddle her close and just hush her, and as if she was a newborn baby. And I'll be honest, I absolutely love it. My body, not so much. With my chronic illness, it has been agony. I'm not even going to pretend to hide it. My legs have been in agony, I've been exhausted, and I think in a lot of ways she's been quite an easy puppy, so I dread to think what it must be like for other people who go through this. But the important thing is that she's happy, she's healing well. We are absolutely infatuated with her. She is just the coolest little baby. She's just like a real life teddy bear. She's so fluffy and curly. She's already got a lot of admirers, even though she can't go out on walks. We've been carrying her around so that she can still go outside without touching the ground or like compromising her safety. But she's got a lot of admirers already, haven't you, gorgeous? I think we're going into another bit of a mad time, so I might have to end this vlog here. Probably not my best, but I'm glad I've got some clips of when she's this little. I have had a fair few questions since posting some pictures of Ruby on Instagram, but I think I don't feel qualified or experienced enough to answer them yet. Like I said before, the decision to get a puppy with a chronic illness, even if it's just your family dog, it's not a decision to be taken lightly, so I don't want this to come across as if you have a chronic illness you can automatically have a dog, because there is so much more nuance to it than that. But oh my gosh, I look an absolute state. But thank you for bearing with me. I hope you've enjoyed seeing a little bit of Ruby. I'll put some more clips in now, but thank you very much for watching. You can subscribe if you want. I'm sure she's going to be in future videos, and I'll see you next time.